Good evening. Welcome to Mystic Moons. Today, we're going to take an investigative experience. We're going to psychically investigate the mysterious death of a legend, Gene Hackman. We all have heard about his passing and the eerie circumstances connected with it. Gene Hackman was a fabulous actor, way before most of my time and my listeners' times. However, we've all seen his movies and will continue to see his movies. Now, as for somebody who dealt with fantasy, his life was rather ordinary, so it seemed. He was happily married for 30 years to a woman who was 30 years younger than him. She was a Hawaiian. She was a pianist. You can just imagine the quiet evenings they spent, her at her grand piano, and him sitting in a rocking chair by the fireplace or the wood stove. So, it sounds rather oh-hum. But however, once you've been in the web of Hollywood, do you ever really escape? No matter what age you may be, what the circumstances are, once you become a hit, a publicity hit, is there ever a time where you can rest easy? Now, we all know about Hollywood is comprised of a bunch of strange characters, right? Hollywood is Hollywood. And we do know Hollywood is a material that's used by witches and warlocks. We know that. The Hollywood, it's used in spell casting. So anything connected with the word Hollywood and its industry, named after spell casting, is open to investigation. Now, we have Gene Hackman, 95 years old. Apparently, he's been deceased for a number of days before he was actually discovered. And his wife, now she was 30 years younger than him, which makes her 64. 64 is not old. It is not 95. It is not 94. It is 64. Now, a 64-year-old rich woman keeps herself in shape. She has the best of everything, we're assuming. However, and we're also assuming her mental health is, like all of us today, in a few places. However, we still might have this desire to live and to thrive and to understand. And she was also connected to frequency, right? So she was not the type of person to be cuckoo, flighty. Now, we've all known eccentric musicians, pianists. However, there's still, when you put your hands on those keyboards and you roll out that voluminous, huge sound, it's a sense of power, it's a sense of drive. Anybody who's been to a concert, anybody who knows anybody who's a pianist, whatever you want to say it has the same sort of vitality. They may be skinny and frail, but when they put their fingers on those keyboards, they're in another reality. Now, I'm trying to get you to understand with me, dear listeners, that a pianist is a powerful person and not subject to let's say, suicide or other things. I don't know anything. No more than you or I. However, we do have the gift of delving into the world of the spirits. Now, what can we surmise from this, right? And they keep on, you want to hear more. There's some very unsettling facts. Like how can a pianist subject to such sensitivity, a frequency, a feeling, live with her beloved husband's dead body for 9 days. This makes sense. Now, and again, we have Hollywood, we have the spell, the the implication. Now you take a grant. How many old actors are there left? I can't even imagine who's left. Right? He's of that different generation. Now, the main thing, we live in a capitalistic society which sells, 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 and distracts, distracts, distracts. We know that. We know that marketing is another word for propaganda. We know that things move with things here. We know we live in a gossip society. Gossip, gossip, gossip. And what is more, are we going to pay attention to Ukraine? Are we going to pay attention to the war in the Middle East and elsewhere? No, we're going to bring it home. Are we going to pay attention to the cuts going on with Elon Musk? No, we're going to think about things. We're going to think about things that don't concern us per se, but things that strike us as, huh? Huh? You just got to go, huh? They're like a mixture of things. Now, so let's see here. Let's do this. Let's use this deck here. This deck is great for cutting through. Let me shuffle it up. My coachee is by me. You see his paw? He is going to participate. Well, he doesn't want to extend his paw too much, but my coachee is there. And he is ready. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Steve. Hello, hello, Divine. Now, let's find out. Coachee is here, and he's going to secure the perimeter in case any demon energy tries to get in between our reading. Now, I'm shuffling these cards over here, and it's easier. Mystic Moons is, oh, by the way, Mystic Moons is having some adventures. I want everyone to know that. We are having reset. We are beginning to feel we can no longer tolerate being in the mountains. So damn cold, etc., etc. And one day we'll talk about those etceteras, but not right now. So bear with me. So here, now, let's see. Jean, let's ask the question. This is a suspicious stuff. There's so many things that don't make any sense. Now, spirits, tell me which of these cards here give the vibe of what is what. Tell me if it's possible with this deck. Now, he was on the floor of the mudroom. The mudroom. Everybody knows what a mudroom is. You walk outside and your feet get muddy. You change your shoes. House shoes. You put your house shoes on. So, and how come he fell down? Okay, so he wasn't the greatest vertigo right now. We know he was 95 years old. But still, he went outside, or supposedly went outside, and tripped and collapsed and died on the floor of his entrance, of his threshold. Okay, this is saying something to me, this card here. Now, let's see this one. This also says something. Let's go there. All right, and let's see now. Gene Hackman, how did you meet your end? How did you and Betsy meet your end? What happened that night, that day? Who was in your life? Who? I'm searching for an answer. Spirits, tell me. Give me some clue how to go about this. How? Let's see. A lot of right? Well, sometimes there's no words. Let's take this one. Now, we're going to pull, this one wants to come out too, but I don't know about this card. Could have just been a mistake, but we're going to keep that up here, okay? Since it wants to be eagerly telling what? I have no idea. But I know something smells. My nose tells me something stinks. Something stinks about it's too. When something is too arranged, the door is open, the glass is cracked in a certain kind of way. It's staged. And what does Hollywood do? Hollywood makes scenes. They have plays. They have set designers. And sometimes we do know they use real humans to do the real scenes. They're not fake scenes sometimes. All right, here we go. Let's see now. Gene Hackman. Now, this may not give us any clue. These all upside down. I don't deal anyway. Let me just take a quick. Yes, they're all upside down. So I'm going to right side them. Okay, now. Okay, here we go. All right, so here we have the 10 of Pentacles. So they wanted something that had a base. They didn't want to put much PR into it. They wanted to have something that was a legend. Therefore, we had a Gene Hackman type of murder mystery. No, excuse me, I can't use that word, murder. Death. Death mystery. Mysterious death. Something tells me this is just too perfect. The pills on the side of the wife, Betsy, 7 days later. No, 9 days later. No, I can't see a healthy woman living with her beloved's body on the floor, unattended to. No, it doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. Oh, look at this. Financial problems? No. They live modestly. He lived in a $3.8 million casa. Now, we do know that the dollar has been inflated. 3.8 mil house is probably like a 600K house used to be years ago. So it was modest. It was a modest house. He could have had a $40 million like J-Lo, $60 million compound if he wanted to. So this is, I would say, this was something about the ego, something like a payback. I feel like a payback. This is something that was this 5 of coins, this 5 of pentacles. This is something that was scheduled, like to humiliate, to sully. Not humiliate, because when you're passed away, you're passed away. You're no longer concerned. But this was something to sully the legacy of Gene Hackman. Okay? So it has to do with his legacy. This, I would take the 10 of coins, the 10 of pentacles, as legacy, his reputation, his clout, his aura, his everything. He was the one and only Gene Hackman. And this is something that happened, that was made to happen, to sully his legacy. All right. The next thing we have here is the work card. Look at this. We all have pentacles. This was planned. This work card means, again, it was Hollywood. Hollywood, the spell casting substance, right? The set design. This was work. The script was in. Who wrote the script? That's the question. Oh, look at this. All pentacles. This was cooperation at its highest. Cooperation at its highest. Now, for a murder mystery, when we have all coins, all pentacles, and look at this one, the one that was popped out, except for the popper, the one that popped out, we have the 4 of Wands. Meaning, are they going to take like 4 months to figure this out? Or was this planned and was planned way before it actually happened? Now, it seems to me that something is array. Something is wrong. You do not do, this is abnormal. Okay, so they can say you're a creative person, so you're eccentric. Oh, boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. No, it doesn't work that way. Something is too tidy, too obvious. The pill box with the pills 1, 2, 3, 4 around it. And then the pills were for thyroid, blood pressure, normal things that some people do take. So, yes, if I take too much aspirin, I'll have rapid heartbeat. If I eat too much chocolate, same thing. Sort of. However, excess is always frowned upon because it's unhealthy. Now, If she wanted to, they're implying since she died last and she had the pills around her, that she is the provocateur. The woman did it. The Eve did it. Eve ate the apple, not Adam. He didn't say, go get it. Oh no. It seems to me, blame it on the woman because she died last. But it was hideous. I mean, why would that happen? So let's look upon, first of all, what is this ecstasy card? Ecstasy, right? Why are we so damn happy? Why was, or was this wealth, this legacy? Why was the need to, what was it? What was the need? We're looking at both of these. The need, the 5 of coins and the 10 of coins. Why was the need to sully it all? Did he know something? Of course he knew things because he was like part of the group. He was young once. He was successful. And he was part of the club. Now we all know when you get in the club, that doesn't mean it means lots of things, but it doesn't mean like you get to be like retired in a happy manner. In other words, well, because he okay. So it says basically that he was targeted because he represents the old ways. The old ways of being intelligent, clever, witty, funny, this, and that. He was not your new crop of so-called halfies. Half. Not really this or that. Blah. He stood for certain things. Hello? He stood for certain things. He was an icon of expression of the old American. The old American. I don't mean physically frail and old, body old. I mean philosophy-wise. And not part of the new society of what's that word? Sycophonics. Yes, man. Yes. Wink, wink, wink. We know all these things. He was a man who kept to himself. He did his job. He was an actor. He did what he did, right? And then he's different from the ones we have today. Did he care about women's live? Did he care about all these social causes? Did he care about climate? I don't know. It's not my business. I watched him as a so did you. However, how could they capitalize on someone? Today we have industry people that yeah, I'm going to vote for this one. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. No. Back then it was glamour. It was wit. It was strength. And it was, I'm my own person. Not anymore. Now, again, let's look a little deeper into this cut, this resentfulness of his, the need to sully. All right. Let's see. Now I'm using these cards here to go through, and they're so big, I'm not going to put them in front of the camera. But I'm searching. I'm going to see this. So you could see it's random. Let me see. All right. Tell me this about this grudge, about this skit. Tell me about this skit. I want to know. Why was it so perfect, so cut and dry? The pills were by her. They both were mummified. I mean, it's unnecessary detail. It just makes more sensationalism. As if LA's burning fires wasn't enough. Now we have to have one of the legends who managed to keep quiet for so many years. Okay, now let's see about this, the 5 of coins and the 10 of coins. Now we know the 10 of coins means his standing, his legendary standing. And the 5 of coins, is the sulliness. Look at this. We have the Nine of Swords. Somebody had it in for him. Somebody was so effing resentful of him. And they wanted to use him. They wanted to use him because of what he represents. So we have the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords, Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is not. Nine of Swords is very contentious. Nine of Swords is fighting and getting stabbed and fighting and getting stabbed. Maybe that's why he was a recluse. He knew too much and he said, I had it. But somebody was not content that they knew that he had it. No, somebody was not content. They were not sure that he would go loose lips, sink ships. They weren't sure how tight his lips were, so therefore maybe they wanted to seal his lips. And they couldn't trust the fact that he had a wife, that they were close. But what was she doing? How come she could? Was she tied up? There was no rope ties. There was no this. What was she walking around in a daze? Was she something? Doesn't add up, does it? Does it? No. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles. So we have the Nine of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. Somebody was afraid that he would say something. Somebody was afraid of the information that Gene Hackman knew for a long time. And of course, probably Gene Hackman was not even concerned anymore about it, but somebody else was. And here we have the Four of Pentacles. Once inside the club, you never get out. You never get out. The door is not revolving. You come in and you stay in. The Four of Pentacles. Hollywood. The Four of Pentacles. So he knew something. They knew something. Of course, you knew something about everybody. You live in a place. You know all the. You know all the dirt, all the gossip. You know everything. You don't even have to circulate that much to find out everything. And we have the Four of Wands. Well, all these things, the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles. Somebody thought Gene was too big for his failing body. They took advantage. Somebody took advantage of Gene Hackman because he was, what do they say, long in the tooth? Something like that. I'm not very good at these things. Euphemisms, whatever you call them. No. Gene Hackman knew some things. And he was a wise guy in life and in some of his roles. Four of Wands. Now, that's the door. You go in that door, you don't come out ever. You just keep grinning and keep BSing. That's the way you survive in that world. How do I know? It's just the way it is. Nine of Swords. So I would say he knew too much about someone, something. And it was necessary. They couldn't be sure that he did not tell his much younger wife. But it's still strange. Why was he? Okay, so we already figured out that he knew something. And somebody was unsettled about the information that he knew. And we have here the work card, and we have the fact that it was look at this one. This came out. This was an active case. This was planned. We have the Eight of Wands with this Six of Pentacles. The group was not sure he would be quiet. They had to actively work upon silencing him. Now, how did they do it? There's so many ways. I mean, there are chemicals you could use that leave no trace. So that's immaterial. We all know that there are the old ways of silencing someone have always been used. I still see that I cannot see Betsy leaving her husband on the floor and wandering about the house with his dead body. No. That's something is off. Let's just pick randomly. Something is off. I don't know if we can just get this done right now, but something tells me this is more than meets the eye, more than meets the brain. This is something. We'll just take one more. We know this was something. He knew something. We know he knew something. Of course he knew something. He knew a lot of things. He's not stupid. And he knew he had to keep his mouth shut, and somebody wasn't sure that with Jean out, dead, passed on. Would Betsy keep quiet? She was only 64 years old. Only 64 years old. All right, we're going to take this final reading on this, and then we're going to come back to this at another time. But it seems to me that it's an ongoing case, and they're going to use this information as a distraction, because that's what it was created for. Sad but true. Page of Wands. Yes, there's legs in this story. This is a distraction for like what's really going on in the international and domestic world. In other words, while we are being camouflaged with greedy federal workers, which is actually just a system to take over, install AI, because you have Musk and his ever-growing child army of 14, 15, 28, 30 kids, whatever. What difference does it make? He probably has them growing in test tubes. I mean, I do not know. It's just a phrase. Just a phrase. No harm. We have the Page of Wands. Okay, so we already see this story has, this is a distraction. This story has legs. Now, of course, our press is going to tell us anything, really, unless we pay for it. And even then, nothing. The Fool. The Fool. Somebody just the Fool would be, in this case, just use this story as a filler, as a slow news day. Sorry to say that to the family. I don't mean it harshly. I mean, there's something going on here, and something's not being said, and we're not going to find it out in the traditional manner. Something was done afoul. A foul deed was created, and it was more than one short experience. And it's not because he passed away. No woman who loves even hates her man. And I'm not saying Betsy hated her. I don't mean that. I'm just saying any extreme emotion to the negative, you would not leave him like that. You would not do that. Not an artist, not a sensitive person, not a listener, and a pianist would not do that. Now we have the Six of Pentacles again. Again, we have the Six of Pentacles is the corporation, the organization, the fixers. This is the fixers. Excuse me. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. They're wondering what to do with this story. They're wondering, yes, this was something pre-planned, the Ace of Pentacles. They want to make money off of this. They want to Also use it as a warning sign. Keep your mouth quiet. And again, we have the Four of Swords. So right now we know that this 2 times the Four of Swords. We have the Four of Swords in one deck, and we have the Four of Swords in another deck, which tells us that this is my purpose. This is a reason. This is a reason why this is quiet. It's not necessary. It is not necessary to speak the truth, to say the details yet. You see, we have 2 Four of Swords. All right, so we can conclude at this point that this was a setting, a stage, an event, an evil event, a negative event. This was not a normal. There's nothing normal about. There's nothing normal about this. And we're not going to find out any real details until later. Later, when so many things are happening, it's not going to matter. No. This is something that, as I said, this is an organization is involved in this. All right, so I'm going to leave it right now. But there's something really big going on. There's a lot more. Think logically. If not any other way, think logically. No one leaves a body of a beloved, even if you had past feelings, they were in the past tense. No one leaves it right like that. And then no one just puts her body on the floor like that. Now she could have been like preserved in a freezer. Her body could have been preserved in the freezer. It could have. You would not really know that something has been thawed out if it's done carefully enough, or it was just vacuum sealed. I mean, we're talking about muscle tissue. Muscle tissue. Now the body, there's many ways to do the body, to freeze muscle tissue, because that's what we are. We're muscle tissue. All mammals have the same sort of processing if you want to keep it for a while. And then the pills just conveniently around her. No, it doesn't seem right. And there's mummification. The mummification, that's a point too. There's a point, the 17th of February, and 10 days later. It depends, of course, what you consume, what you consumed your last meal in your stomach and your intestines, how fast your body deteriorates. That's obvious. And how sluggish your blood itself, how thick your blood was. Now, these are all the things that take time and analysis. However, will we ever really be told the truth? Something's up. That's all I say. Something's up, and it's not what it seems. There's 4 months, this timing card, it's to be used for other purposes. Because once you're in the Hollywood Club, you're in the Hollywood Club. There's no getting out. None. All right, so let's just end this for right now. If you have any comments, please feel free to express what you think about this case. But it doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem logical. It doesn't seem intuitive. It does not, the facts, what we've been presented to, the spectacle, the stage. The stage is the stage. It smells. Smells. First of all, my condolences to the families involved. It's a sad time. And again, meaning no harm, no theater, no nothing, but just, well, something in terms of like something's going on. And there's something behind this discovery, this sad way to depart from this reality. Something's not right. It doesn't seem right. There's something. Somebody had a grudge. Who? Someone. Someone was not a friend or a false friend. Someone. Something. Some secrets. That's the key. The secrets. The secrets that Jean knew. The secrets that they lived with. All right, so I'm going to thank you very much for joining on this investigation. This is not the last time that we're going to go into this matter, because this is as far as I can go at this point. But if you have any comments, please, dear listeners, please express them. What do you feel about this case? It doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem normal. It doesn't even seem accidental, does it? When someone tries too hard to be, it ain't so. To say it that way. So to my subscribers, thank you very much for listening, for being with me on this. To listeners, thank you very much. I appreciate it too. And if you would like to, if you feel some sort of comradeship or whatever that word is, kindredness, something is wrong, please let me know. Let me know. Something is. I need the community involvement because something does not make sense. It's not logical. It's too perfect. And again, blame the woman. So, bye-bye. Thank you.